Also, I think this is a pleasure to actually to be in this IEEE Computer Society and UM. I think this is a good session.
So actually, for your information, we are having these sessions frequently every month. Actually,
Oh, okay,
last
okay,
Friday every month, we are having several speakers from diverse background and fields.
okay.
But most of them are coming. We are talking about IT and security, something like that.
Okay, okay. So I think most of the audience will be from the
Maybe some
public
of them
sector.
are officers, some of them are students, or
Ah,
even from PhD or master students,
okay,
depending on the topic. Some of them they love to join the sessions and they're joining the sessions depending on the topic.
okay, okay. Good, good, good. Actually, I have similar sessions in Hong Kong next week.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yes,
Under
yes.
under under your company or what?
No, actually, it's under association from Hong Kong, JUCC. It's really similar to like the MAFITA. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, all the CIO will go to Macau next week on Thursday, and some
Okay.
of the CIO from this Guangzhou also will join in Macau. So we will discuss a little bit very similar topic, especially on Asia Pacific or Asian these trends, technology, as well as how to build a smart campus using AI, something like that. Very similar.
Okay. Are you joining the Festival Idea Putrajaya?
When is that?
Started 2 days ago. I mean,
Oh,
officiated by Prime Minister. It's all
no,
about
no.
the government sustainabilities and Madani government, something like that. I mean, there are so many forums talking about agricultures, IT, digital transformation, security, so many things they discuss during the. It is a conference, but officiated by the Prime Minister as well as the Sultan of Perak.
Oh, okay, okay. Good, 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 good. I would
Actually,
like to join, but I think this few days, we are actually preparing on the Hong Kong event, and another 2 weeks is in the Thailand. Is
okay. Are
also
you going to
the
talk
Indonesia.
about the similar topic or what?
Not really. That one is more on a workshop based on their Thailand 4.0 strategy. So
It's all about talent.
yeah, Thailand 4.0, correct.
Okay, that is a very interesting topic nowadays, talking about talents.
Yes, Thailand, because now China also doing the same thing. I think like what Malaysia want to do, or many countries, they try to close the gap between the theory and also the practical, so that when they go to the industry, or the enterprise, they actually can accept the fresh grad or the new students very easily. Now the problem is the talent they have is more on like the on paper. So the practicality, that one is the gaps still need to be filling up for now.
I think the industry also can play their roles by having more academics at universities. So
Yeah.
if you having, I mean, for instance, just imagine if SAP have their academics,
Mm,
Ryujie has academics, Cisco has their academics. I mean, play their roles in providing as much as informations to the students, practical. I mean,
yes.
they are having theories. Theories, we cannot leave the theories. You cannot apply the practical if you do not know the theories.
That is a
must
fundamental. Yes,
it
agreed.
must complement to each other. I mean,
Yes.
having theories in place, and then once the students can understand the theories, only can be adapted into the practical. So you
Yes.
can't do practical if you do not know theories. For instance, if you do not know IP address, how come you can configure the routers if you do not know the routing topology, routing technologies whatsoever? Hardly you can understand how you can configure routers, for
Yes.
instance.
Yes. Totally agreed, Prof. I when I do training like Cisco last time, I actually did use the same strategy. So usually when we are in the Cisco professional training, so morning session are the theory class usually. So afternoon session we will ask them to go into hands-on the lab
Yeah,
and put the real
that is
world scenario for
that
them
is
to practice.
actually what we are doing here. I mean, we are having our
Mm,
theories, and
mm,
then we are also adding a value added to our students by having more practical classes. So that's why you can see most of our students graduated from they know both.
Okay.
They are they have very strong fundamental on any topics related to IT or computing.
Okay.
And they are having their practicality on board. Because we can give our students all these infrastructure. For instance, if we are talking about GPU, about the generative AI, if the university don't have the facilities for the GPU, so how can the students can apply their their theories, can understand how the generative AI can be modeled whatsoever. So that is our roles. I mean, but having industries together with us, I mean, industries provide all these appliances, all these infrastructures.
Yes.
So once we can provide this to the students, only then the students can practice their theories. That must complement to each other. Having theories in place, industry provide the infrastructures, and then of course we can't have this infrastructure with the enterprise price. For instance, if Cisco sell to us for our students with the enterprise price, how can we teach our students all this using their infrastructure?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you guys, I mean, industry have to assist us in having this infrastructure. We are not asking for free, but some of the industry are giving for free. For instance, Huawei giving for free, but we are not asking for free. We are asking for discount price rather than full price for enterprise.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I think Stephen, we can start these sessions. I believe that some of us already joining the sessions. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today it is my pleasure today to introduce our esteemed speaker from Ryujie, Mr. Stephen Ong. He is a Chief Technology Officer and has 19 years of experience in ICT, specializing in campus digital transformations. Okay, 19 years is a very long journey, understanding the entire landscape, especially on the campus. Okay, this is actually, he worked with Ryujie for 13 years, and then he is currently leading the expert team across the global, driving innovations and spearheading the market solutions. Today, we are privileged to have him in our sessions, and then maybe he can discuss and then share insight on the topic building smart, sustainable, connected campus for the future educations. Okay, the floor is yours, Mr. Stephen Ong.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. So actually, I'm very great to have this session together with all of you, especially thanks to the IEEE Computer Science Society and also the Prof, to invite me to these sessions. So this session actually would be cover more on the smart campus, especially how the smart campus is used to help the future educations. So, but in Ryujie, actually, we focus a lot of these scenario-based solutions, which means we actually go into one scenario, like the smart campus scenario, smart classroom scenario, or different kind of scenario very deep, and then we provide related or these best fit solutions to help the customer to have the real value. Okay, so without further ado, I want to do some quick introduction for Ryujie. I think Ryujie actually in the market since year 2000. When I joined Ryujie, actually in 2011, only two country in international market. So one is, of course, is Malaysia, another one is Hong Kong. So, but after, you see, from 2011 to 2022, now the company or the Ryujie actually expanding to 90 over country. I think the strength of the Ryujie actually to differentiate ourselves actually is under the R&D team. Out of these 8,000 plus employee or the staff that we have in Ryujie over the globe, more than 55% actually are involved in R&D activity or involved in the market insight and also provide this requirement to the R&D to actually improve the solutions. And for Ryujie, we actually started the market in the higher educations or education market. So in education market for today, I would like to share a little bit of our success and what kind of things that we actually found in the education market and some of the trend like smart campus and what we actually discussed along the way with this CIO, with maybe some ICT director, or maybe a lot of these experts in the smart campus to build the real smart campus. Okay. So Ryujie actually, in the past 20 years, we actually cover more than 95% of the Chinese or China higher education market. So over these 20 plus years, actually we go into different kind of challenges, scenario together with the customer. The keyword actually is we actually co-create or maybe co-innovative with the customer. And today, 100% of all the top 100 universities that actually China want to roll them into the world class university are our customer as well. So we not only in the higher education, but also general education, we also cover a lot of these solutions. And now actually we have some success and being ranked as the #1 in the China market for the Wi-Fi especially, and also the campus switches market. So let me share a little bit about how actually we help the customer to success together in higher education in the past 20 years. So this is some key milestone that I would like to share with you. Maybe you can get some insight. And some of these milestone or highlight are still applying to a lot of Asia Pacific countries, university or the smart campus. So first, I think the most important thing is we look at when we start the smart campus or smart campus, we have 3 stages in the campus development. So first stages actually is build foundations. Okay, when we start as a university, I believe last time we just put in some maybe normal switch, normal hub, and connect everything together to make it connected. Okay, at the time, there was one very critical issue that happened in the China industry because China higher education is very, very competitive. And you know, the student in one campus actually is talking about 30,000, 50,000, some even 80,000 in one campus. So we actually face a lot of challenges together with customers. So we go into the scenario and we found that security is one of the very important this aspect at the beginning, because a lot of time when they connect to the network, they don't know the security is very important. So we help at the time we co-create with the customer called Hush, okay, Huazhong University of Technology, which actually we create this solution until the solution actually become one of the top solution for authentication and for security as well. And now in 2012, we also go into another era of a digital campus where everything is online. So at that time, the university also have another challenges where I think now Malaysia and also a lot of university in Asia Pacific is facing now. Why China has been facing first, because they actually the government actually have a lot of policy to help the smart campus to grow and a lot of funding for them to grow. And in this 2012, we actually create some solutions with the customers together to help. One of the at the beginning is one of the dormitory where the student want to learn in the dormitory, and they found the traditional kind of Wi-Fi design are not able to support the requirement anymore. So this university or this building in this University of International Business Economy is one of the largest building of dormitory in Asia Pacific. They have 10,000 students in one building, 10,000. Okay, so the interference, a lot of things that was very strong, and also the design of traditional cannot support. So we come up new solutions, or I would say innovation solutions called iShare, to help them to solve the issue, and all the rooms having a very superior learning experience after that. And in 2014, still the digital campus scenario era, we actually found there are a lot of campus are very complex, because after you have a lot of Wi-Fi connected into the network, you build a lot of this access layer, and you put a lot of very complex or multi-vendors kind of thing into your campus. It becomes very difficult to manage. So at this 2014, we come up a solution that help the campuses to simplify the architectures. So there are so many vendors, they have so many authentications on different Wi-Fi controller, for example, or maybe wired. So how to actually we consolidate everything into one very super strong core or gateway that can authenticate, as well as they can do the core switch functions. So that's why we come up with a concept called one core, one network, and also one authentication, one campus. And this actually has been adopted by Tsinghua University, where their Wi-Fi also having the same issue. They test a lot of different vendors, and we actually help them to solve this issue by using our simplified campus network solutions. And in 2020, where like Malaysia Mawasan 2020, that is the era where we started the smart campus. Okay, so in this smart campus era started, there are a lot of things changed. So the old or the traditional kind of this network architectures or maybe the old design are no longer able to support the the high requirement of the smart campus anymore. So at that time, all the new project or the upgrade project in China, they actually have a policy called fiber in, copper out. I mean, they are no longer use copper to do their normal network design. They actually go into a fiberized, or we call all optical fiber campus network. The reason I will share later, and today I will share a little more about this because this is what actually happened in Asia Pacific, and most of the campus now when they design a smart campus, the fundamental actually is the most important one. So this solution actually has been started 2022, and we have helped more than thousands of universities to achieve the proper fundamentals of the smart campus. So I will explain more about this. And now AI is become one of the hottest topics of the day. So we started the AI with Alibaba, Tencent, and ByteDance, these kind of big giants. So we actually co-create the architectures of data centers with these big giants. And now actually worldwide, as long as you can see Alibaba and also Tencent, they are using our data centers switches as well. And now we also helping the customer to build their AIGC kind of data centers network. So this is some of the trend or the past 20 years of some experience. That's why I'm very confident that I can share something that are very insightful and very useful for all of you. Okay? So from China to international or to global is a little bit different. So how do we duplicate the success, this what you call scenario to international? So what we need to do is we need to do a research, market research. So we need to see what is the gap, what is the differences of the international market like Asia Pacific, Euro market, this Middle East market, and also Latin American market. So what we do is actually we have a big conference, okay, and we invited 10 countries, this CIO, financial controller, these rectors, or maybe the presidents, as well as the ICT directors to join to understand what is the smart campus trend, how to build the smart campus properly, and exchange the ideas. So this event actually hold in Bali in 2022 December, and the participant actually is around 400 over people. So in this event, actually we have a lot of what I call scenario-based kind of example, success case, and also a lot of testimony to share how they actually build their smart campus in their regions or in their this university. So this is a very useful event. And actually we extend this event to global. So now from China to this event, and after that in the past from 2022 until now, we actually my team actually has visited more than 100 over university to have sharing, to have discussions, and also to do some research together. And most of them actually are our customer now. So, for example, you can see we actually started by Prof in UM, okay, because UM is our customer, and also we know by the leadership of Prof, a lot of this UM also going for the latest and also this sustainable technology. So we share this smart campus or green campus, sustainable campus kind of this information to 10 university at the time. And after that, we extend to many different top university in Asia Pacific as well as Middle East. And recently, we also do a workshop together with this private university. So the private university and the public university, there's a bit different because the cost or budget is a very, very sensitive. Okay, so we have a lot of discussion how to actually utilize some collaboration way to actually raise the budget, and also with partnership to help to build the smart campus together as well. So this is some of the things that we do. And for today, I would like to share some of the things that we actually discuss a lot, and also I think which is very important for all of you to build the sustainable and smart campus for today. So this is from the user perspective. Why I say user perspective? Because when we want to build something or we want to do the network upgrade, a lot of time when we do the upgrade, it's very difficult for us to get a budget. I heard of this feedback from the customers. They say, Stephen, it's very difficult now, no budget. The the VC or maybe the principal, they always focus on the application layers, which can see and touch, okay? We can visualize. I think that is very, very common. But how to actually help to justify using the user perspective to let the university understand the smart campus is a must today. For example, I go to one event in Indonesia. There was one very senior, this ICT director told me that even today, if you don't have network, you don't have campus. I think this is very, very true. So now let's look into user perspective. And this user perspective information, actually, I get it from some of the senior and also very renowned campus, this ICT director and dean. So for this smart campus, let's do a quick overview of a smart campus. So we need to define what is smart campus before we actually can build the smart campus properly. So the definition, you can look online and you can search a ChatGPT. There are a lot of answers, but I think the answer will be something similar like this. First, how to utilize the data and also the new technology. Then how to create the new services and also the experience by using this data and technology or analytics, something like that. But another very important thing when you look at the statement actually is how this technology actually connected. Okay, but of course now today you need to use AI to actually help to improve the productivity, efficiency, and something like that, more smart. So from here, actually, what we want to do is focus on the keyword of the network or connected before actually we build the real smart campus, right? So another definition you can find online actually is almost similar. So to improve the student success, staff experience, and also the campus operation. So this is a very basic campus, smart campus definitions. So now let's look at our biggest group, or I would say the primary user group in smart campus or in campus today. So Generation Z, right? Zoomer, we call that, right, Bob? So Zoomer is very, very different from me and
I'm
maybe
laughing.
Bob.
Do you know why I'm laughing? Because what? These Gen Z, they are actually looking forward to have free, fast, and uninterrupted connectivity. That's it.
You are right. So they are born with technology, okay? So they are very sensitive if without technology. So that means if a campus or if the smart campus technology cannot fulfill their requirement, they will start to complain. Okay, even 1 second of Wi-Fi interruption, they will start to complain. Complain to TikTok, complain to YouTube, everything they complain. So that's why as a consultant, as advisor, or as an ICT team, we have to know how to actually overcome this for the Gen Z and also to maximize these characteristics to help the smart campus to bring the real value to the user. Okay, so that is one. So there is some collective this information for the smart campus 2030, for example. So you can see these 4 box here, actually, or 4 box here are talking about the learning, because the majority or user group are students, right, or researchers. So that's why using the smart campus, many of the ICT team actually will focus on remote learning, maybe digital campus, okay, or hybrid learning. This is a very, very common thing that we use, and how to use the new technology to improve the the analytic of the user behavior when they study or when do this teaching. Then next, how to use the automation to minimize the workload of all the staff, improve the efficiency or lower down the cost of this kind of manpower. And they are another very important thing. A lot of customers actually found that students actually they can study online. Why they still come to campus? Because they want a campus life. So can this campus or can this smart campus really provide a sustainable kind of living style for them? Can this smart campus provide them, like for example, if we do an analytic of the student behavior, normally when they start to study actually at night. So is this smart campus smart enough to have the AI or big data to analyze the student behavior so that maybe some of the this mini market or maybe some of this photo machine is open at that time, for example. This is just example of study the user behavior for student or researcher, and how the campus actually make them they want to come to the campus to fully utilize the smart campus infrastructures. So that is something that they point out in the future smart campus content. So let's take let's look at some example. So now we know Zoomer is different, and they actually change the learning behavior. So they actually do not prefer this kind of big class like what we used to have last time. Okay, one lecturer stand in front and then talk, and then share or do some actually discussion. Now they prefer to use their own time, okay, study, freely, okay, and at anywhere, anytime. So in some university, I went to, they actually have, I mean, in Malaysia, maybe it's not so practical because of the weather. So some universities actually, the student actually study on the green field, on the outdoor, something like that. They have a good Wi-Fi coverage, and actually they do on-demand learning anywhere, anytime. The student now, they actually like collaborations, okay? So that's why now the classroom actually is not it's big classroom, I mean, or theater, or this conference kind of classroom is actually not effective for them anymore. They would like to have this kind of collaboration classroom. So they actually Zoomer learn more by sharing, by working, by group, by discussion, by doing actually. So that's why now a lot of universities started to have smart classroom, and also we have a lot of new technology for the smart classroom to enable the student to collaborate or to do learning much more effective. So, and we can see in Malaysia or in many countries since COVID time, after the COVID, so many universities started to go into the hybrid learning. So in this Thailand University, for example, so they actually have more than 80 over countries students from the worldwide. So how they actually study together. So this is through hybrid learning. So a lot of universities now actually are open to this kind of hybrid learning. In UM also the same, I understand. So this hybrid learning actually is very good. When I go to Singapore for the conference during the COVID time, after the COVID time, they told me in Singapore education or higher education, there is very, very little impact during the COVID time, even closed down. Why? Because actually they have been practicing hybrid learning many years before. Maybe they will do like 1 week, 1 or 2 times of the hybrid learning this practice for the student to use to this kind of hybrid learning environment. So in many countries, actually, they still lack of infrastructures to do this kind of hybrid learning. But the smart campus definitely need to go for this direction because we don't know when is the next COVID, right? Or we don't know when this student or maybe the education's smart education behavior change, especially when AI is already come. So next, even further advanced technology, immersive learning. So when we go for immersive learning, when I talk to professors in this what you call immersive learning, she told me that is Dr. Jujipon from Thailand. She told me that they are using this technology to help a lot of students, especially in this dentist school, to do the practice and also improve a lot of this practice training, okay, accuracy, and also from beginner to expert, because they can use AI and also AR, VR technology to analyze this movement and also the practice training, whether you are doing the right one or wrong one, and compared to the expert, what you are doing right, what you are doing wrong. So I believe immersive learning now is very common now. Okay, so a lot of universities actually are started to import this kind of technology and put in their advanced lab, or let the lecturer or researcher actually to build some courses using the immersive learning as well, right? But immersive learning also require a very high bandwidth for smart campus, high requirement for the network as well. Now, next, I think in the smart campus example is about the analytic. So, like I mentioned just now, how you analyze whether a student are, prefer these courses, or why the student choose these courses, why this lecturer actually, when they teach or when they provide a tutor, a lot of students like to come. So, how to use AI to analytic whether the student behavior, they like this course or not, or what happened in the class, and also how effective is this course. So there are so many things that actually we can do by the big data. But all these big data require a lot of sensors, a lot of IoT devices, and a lot of this software to connect it together, so the big data can be accurate, so that you can have a decision making whether to improve the courses or do some intelligence way of the decisions. So this is another example for the smart campus. I think now talking about AI in IEEE also, I think they pose the questions, okay, what is the most important technology for 2025, right? So when I go to Hong Kong, the Hong Kong University, actually they started to build their own AI lab or AI data centers in a small scale because, AI data center or the equipment of AI data is very, very expensive, right? So, but like what Prof mentioned at the beginning, so if the student do not do practice, so how the student actually understand the technology, right? So that's why AI data center actually is a trend for many smart campus today, and also can help a lot of the student actually to understand how the AI really work. But again, this AI require also a good design of a network to support the efficiency of the AI, this calculation or the computing power. So after so many examples that I gave just now, one of the key elements that I think most of you have maybe noticed is I always talk about the connected. So all this technology, I think UM also using this, this model is very good. We talk about the smart surveillance, we talk about the bus tracking, we talk about HPC, we talk about a lot of this software, something like that. But all these IoT or all these applications are required to connect it in order to actually have the effect and provide real value, real data or big data to the smart campus to do the real work. So there are two key things. First is using this kind of application to help enable experience. Second, actually, is to enable the operations efficiency. So with this, let's look at some summary of the what smart campus, how to build a smart campus in fundamental. So smart campus, we can see from the smart city to the smart campus, actually it's very similar. It's the matter of the size only, right? So a lot of things in the smart campus actually in smart city also have, right? So and then after that, we need to go to the smart learning environment. So are we providing the smart learning environment to the student, to the researchers? So there are a lot of university, they have a lot of good lecturer, a lot of good students like to go to that university. They can get a lot of students to join or in the this when they come to do the intake. It's because the students found they can actually learn much more better. They can actually use the technology and they have a better or smart learning environment. So that is one factor. Actually, now a lot of universities are trying to improve the environment so that they can attract more good students and good lecturer and good researcher to come to the university to participate in their research work or maybe to study. So at the end, you can achieve the goal of the smart educations. But that is on the high level. So how about the underneath? So the underneath actually is AI. Underneath is big data. Underneath is IoT. So all these actually combine together to provide the smart campus until the smart education output. But end of the day, what today I want to focus more is not about software, because when we talk about smart campus or smart education, this topic is very, very big. So for today, I want to focus on something that is very, very important before we become the real smart campus, which is the connectivity. Okay, because a lot of time when I go to some university to do a conference or to share, so I ask how many Wi-Fi, for example, AP do you have in a university with 35,000 students? So the answer surprised me. They tell me they only have 200, they only have 300, or they even have 500 AP. So I actually share with them, if you really want to go for the real smart campus, this actually has to be improved. So of course, I understand the budget issue, the ICT development stage issue, but still we need to go into this connectivity to actually justify to the management so that they can progressively improve the smart campus fundamental so that they can actually really become the smart campus for the student and researcher benefit. So now combine the smart campus definition and example just now that we see in mostly the smart campus this scenario. Some of the trend actually do impact the decision or the design of the smart campus. So let's see from the industrial. So the industrial now has been go to IR 5.0, okay, Industrial Revolution 5.0. So in many countries in Asia Pacific especially, or in many countries, they actually are still in IR 4.0. Right, but in IR 4.0, what is the most important thing? Not only in the campus, but actually in the enterprise also the same. So they actually focus on the network. So if you don't have strong, or I think we can say sustainable network to support the IO 5.0 or maybe the current IO 4.0, then all the upper layers, okay, or AI stuff that we talk about are going to be wasted because a lot of bad user experience. The applications are not connected to each other, so you cannot get the right data or full data to do the right analysis accuracy about the decision making. So actually, you defeat the purpose of the smart campus. So today, the network is the one that I will focus a lot based on the industrial revolution. And another thing that I think all of us today are very keen on is like ESG or this SDG, right? This is one of the KPI in many university or many smart campus today. So like for example, we are using, some technology, they are very green to provide a good health to the, the stakeholder or to the university student or researcher, and how actually we have an equivalence chance for the student to actually benefit from using the smart technology to improve their study in their educations, how to improve their education with the technology. And also how we actually use a sustainable kind of technology so that we can minimize the cost, okay, for the long-term smart campus planning or strategy planning. So there are a lot of things that actually we can do to help this smart campus building. Later I'll share more. And I think another thing pushing or the policy from the government or maybe the trend, okay, actually pushing the smart campus building are actually from maybe the government and also the trend of this user requirement or the demand. As we can see from the this what you call research from the University Tun Hussein on last time. So they actually found there are a lot of people actually focusing on the smart management application or domain, which is the upper layers. Okay, but smart learning and also the green campus are still very low numbers. But now, actually, when we want to talk about the smart campus, there are a lot of room actually we want to improve actually in this smart learning and also smart green campus perspective. So in the later session, I will share more about this. So now we need to have a new campus framework, new smart campus framework. So this new smart campus actually is a consolidation of so many user input that we gather from the past 20 years, and also the collaboration and also sharing with a lot of customers. So this is the new smart campus framework. Okay, this is also can apply to all the university. Okay, and when I talk about this, actually there are a lot of rector or maybe president that are very keen to understand how this smart campus framework work. So, but today this is not the focus. I just share this one for all of you to have an overview of the smart campus framework. So for smart campus framework divided to four big this section. The first one is the fundamental, of course, the fundamental network. The second one actually is the data and also the services. The third one is our stakeholder, like for example, our smart learning, smart research, something like that. And the last one actually is very important for the smart campus framework is actually how to ensure there is no downtime. So today we talk about 24/7 and also resiliency that actually used to be the standard for the carrier class enterprise, right? But for today's smart campus, without a network, it's not a smart campus. So that's why assurance system is very important, 24/7. And next one, of course, the security, which today we don't have time to discuss. Where actually I have a webinar for the Thailand University for the cybersecurity for 1 hour, so we can discuss this later on another sessions. So based on this framework, okay, we want to talk about the fundamental network. Okay, why I want to talk about the fundamental? Because a lot of time people are focusing on something that we can see, something we can touch, right? But let's take an example. Okay, what is the fundamental requirement for this smart campus framework? So we take an example, like for example, the network down or not stable today. Okay, so in this example, you can see whatever that we want to, billions of dollars or millions of dollars of kind of application or AI that we build for the smart campus or for the stakeholder no longer actually can be used. Okay, so the reason is actually everything are connected to network. If you don't have a sustainable network for the new smart campus requirement, then everything actually is wasted. So that's why a lot of people complain to me that, hey, Stephen, I actually have the best software for education, the LMS, something like that. I have the best services, but at the end of the day, when I look back into their master plan or look back into their design, there are a lot of things they actually go, not to say shortcut, they actually focus too much on the upper layer, but they neglected actually the fundamental actually is to hold, as a pillar to hold the upper layer for the new smart campus era. So that's why today this is something that I want to talk more, okay, about how to build the smart campus fundamentals. Okay, so in short, smart campus 4.0, or maybe we can call it another name, is just this one is just aligned to the IR 4.0. So first thing first, when you want to do the smart campus, you want to understand the why. Okay, a lot of IT team actually when they justify, they cannot justify to the big boss because or cannot get the right budget. It's because the justification actually is too shallow, or just I want to upgrade network, I want to become I want to have Wi-Fi 7. This kind of justification actually is not so actually effective. Okay, so what we actually need to do is understand the strategic planning of your campus, your goals, and also align with the campus goal. And we need to see current what is the stage for your future education requirement. So for example, now a lot of universities they are starting to building the smart classroom, and even a lot of universities they are not even build the so-called smart classroom. They just only have a TV and do some presentation on the TV or the smart board that they call the smart classroom. That actually is the very first basic level of the stage of smart classroom. They actually have around four stages of the smart classroom. So which actually can do AI and a lot of things, or recording, something like that. But nevertheless, what we want to focus is when we have this requirement, it's easy for us to actually justify why we need to upgrade the network to Wi-Fi 7, why we need to have a high bandwidth to support all these things, to let the student, let the researcher, or even attract a lot of researchers to come to your this campus to work for you. So that is why I will normally emphasize a lot of why to a lot of customer or even the higher management before actually I go into the solutions. So this is, I think, very important for all of you. So if you can justify it the right way, then it's easy actually for you to get the right budget. Of course, you can divide the phases or maybe do through collaboration and others way. So once we understand this requirement of high bandwidth or new smart campus requirement, then we can look into how to build the smart campus fundamental. So first, I think a question I always ask the customer is, or maybe some university is, hey, how is your this connectivity in your this campus? So if your connectivity now is only or focused on the building or certain area, then you might need to look into an overview how to improve the connectivity for the smart campus so that all these kind of application can benefit from the connectivity perspective, no matter it's Wi-Fi or wire perspective. Of course, now people are all the phone or all the new laptop today don't have any Ethernet port. Most of them we need to have a dongle, right? So that's why the first thing first is to build a full Wi-Fi coverage campus in order for you to have this benefit for the smart application or smart campus. So there are also another design that we need to look into is how seamless the user actually go from one area to another area. By having all this, okay, we also need to look into the second perspective, which is when you have all the Wi-Fi, newer Wi-Fi technology, means that your fundamentals of your core backbone or your architecture must be redesigned. So if you are still using the old 3-tier, 4-tier design, then it might have an issue for you to manage, or you might have a lot issue when you want to upgrade in future. So that's why now even the IDC also have a forecast. Now a lot of new campus or a lot of new smart buildings actually are going for green architecture. What I mean by green architecture is actually the architecture can be sustained for 20, 30 years without changing the architecture again. So that is something that actually we need to relook when we are actually upgrading our front this access layer. Then the architecture have to be redesigned as well. So last actually is very common. How do we simplify the operation using like SDN? How do we simplify our security access control, something like that? Because there are a lot of IoT devices. their rapid growth of the connectivity smart devices into your campus. So these three actually are the key fundamentals for you to build a right smart campus today. So now let me share some innovation solutions that we actually been through for the past these 4 years. We want to help the customer to build this smart campus. So the first things first is we actually work with a lot of associations, okay, to design and to core innovative about the architectures and also comparing different kind of technology like GPON, Ethernet, and also a lot of technology, so that we can come out some solution we think is balanced from the cost perspective, and also actually is scalable for the maturity and also for the future proof perspective. So actually in Ryujie, we come out a very simple solution called SOE, Simplified Optical Ethernet Solution, where we actually has been adopted by more than thousands of projects very successfully, and more than 100,000 over of the smart campus, smart classroom or smart room, okay, and has been became one of the technical standard for all the new smart building or smart campus project by the China construction industry. So the person in charge in this China Construction Industrial Association has been shared a lot of these good practices and also the design to many of their members. So a lot of people actually are using this as a guideline, okay, to build their smart campus. Okay, so we actually cover not only from Wi-Fi and architecture as well as the wire. So why we do that is because now IEEE actually has a lot of these different standards. So now the standard is already 800 gig, right? So and now Ryujie actually we are working very closely with Broadcom. Broadcom actually provide us a lot of this chipset as a priority, because we actually provide a lot of data centers grade this chipset or the switches to a lot of customers. So this 800 gig actually for us, okay, is a very useful this what we call standard for us to judge what kind of technology that we want to use. Because when we comparing with the customer on like PON technology, yes, it's very cheap, but sometimes they cannot actually support the the fast growth of the technology of Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 8, even the smart this campus technology. So that's why we use the Ethernet technology, where everyone I think in the room are very familiar with. We don't need to rely on the ISP or rely on third party actually to help us to manage the different protocol of the PON technology. But Ethernet technology is where we all familiar, and even the AI data center now is actually upgrading to 800G and also for future. So first thing first, for this smart campus I mentioned in the diagram just now, we look into how to provide the user connectivity experience. So the user experience, we need to have to look back at how you design your network. So first question is your smart campus is truly connected? So I give you an example. So this example is one of the users. They have a goal setting, or they have this objective to make the full campus user can connect and work anywhere, anytime. So the numbers of the AP they actually deploy at that time, okay, is 13,000 AP. So I want to ask a lot of customer, I mean, all of you in the room. So how many AP are you having in your campus today, right? So some I heard is 5,000, 6,000, maybe 10,000, something like that. So it's not about the numbers of AP. It's about how you do the full coverage of the smart campus, so that you can provide the right smart services to your user into your campus, so that they can have sustainable campus life, okay, in the smart campus today. So of course, we utilize the AI technology to do the design from end to end and help the customer to deploy this 13,000 AP in just 3 months time. Okay, so this is actually a very top university, and actually they are very satisfied with all these services, Wi-Fi coverage. So the student actually we are not comparing now. They can go anywhere, anytime to do their assignment, learning, and also even in the toilet, they also have a very good connectivity. So another thing that we need to look into, like the the current issue. This is the very latest news. Okay, so there are a lot of what you call university, I mean in Malaysia. So they are still having a lot of trouble to actually make the smart campus fully Wi-Fi coverage or a good Wi-Fi coverage, because there are a lot of factors which, like budget, for example, design, something like that, or bad design, okay, or maybe the requirements is not clearly identified. So this is something that happened now, and we want to identify and also help the university to be clear when you want to design or you want to build or upgrade your Wi-Fi network for fully connected smart campus. There are few things we need to look into. First, we need to look into the trend, and second, we need to look into the technology. Okay, so the trend is, for example, now when I mentioned just now immersive learning, when I mentioned hybrid learning, now we combine these two: hybrid immersive learning in dormitory. So is your campus able to support this kind of futures, applications for the student to learn like that? So is your Wi-Fi able to cope this kind of high bandwidth, low latency kind of applications? So that is a very important question to ask. And also now today, actually, we can meeting like a virtual meeting. We bring the VR or XR kind of technology, so we can see each other like in the meeting room, something like that. And I mentioned just now, there are a lot of very good application to using XR VR technology. So that is a technology perspective. Then when we look at to the Wi-Fi trend, so now Wi-Fi 6, when we use Wi-Fi 6, we can say, let's plug one UTP cable to support 10G, the maximum for the Wi-Fi 6. But when we look into Wi-Fi 7 or Wi-Fi 8, the Wi-Fi 7 now, okay, when we quote this is about 30 gig. Now they can go for 45 gig, 45 gig in draft, and also more soon, right? So are we looking into this future-proof technology? How do we actually design our this technology so that we can actually modular, in the modular or in the what you call a more flexible way actually to scale? So when we combine these two, the answer actually is go back into using optical technology instead of using the UTP technology for the fiber design today, right? So why? The reason is actually fiber is much more cheaper than copper, okay, to be honest. But because of other commercial issue, so that's why in certain countries the cost maybe looks a little bit high. But in China, the cost of this fiber now is cheaper than the copper, especially when we go for Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 8. So those are Cat 7 and the latest this UTP will be much more expensive. And look about the lifespan for fiber. When we look into our house fiber, where we install for 10 years, there's nothing we need to change for the fiber. We just change the router. So the service life for this fiber actually can be very, very long. So it's very green and also sustainable. That can last for 25 to 30 years. And also the distance is also something that a lot of customers that actually having trouble, because every 90 meter or every 100 meter they need to have an active equipment, and then they have to have a multi-gig PoE, which is very expensive. And then when Wi-Fi 7 upgrade to Wi-Fi 8, then you need to upgrade the Wi-Fi this multi-gig switch again. So which actually, for the customer, who are very smart, they don't want to go through this kind of bad cycle again. So they want to move forward and use the technology that can scale and also make them sustainable. As well as when we look into this technology just now, they don't need to worry about when they upgrade to this Wi-Fi 8 or Wi-Fi 9 in future, because one single mode fiber actually we can go up to maybe 400 gig. So this is actually something that actually a lot of new university or a lot of new upgrade project actually they are using now. So let's look at the example of the technology that we are using in the smart campus, right? So the AR VR technology, if you search Google, they are talking about 400 meg, right? So when you look into extreme VR, so we are looking at maybe 1 gig or 2 gig. So this kind of requirement is actually very important for us to have the right design of the smart campus, especially from the Wi-Fi and also the architecture perspective. So now look into the trend of other things. So smart manufacturing, smart education. So we look into this kind of new technology that we see the requirement for the bandwidth and also latency is different. So a lot of customers ask, hey Stephen, so do we need to upgrade to Wi-Fi 7? Actually, the answer is not necessarily. Depend on what you want, because if you are looking for like this XR, VR kind of technology, yes, the latency is very important. So the Wi-Fi 7 only can fulfill this kind of requirements. So this kind of thing is actually very important for us to make the adjustment on the design. So for Ryujie, actually, we do this kind of solution based on the trend and also the market requirement and customer collaboration. So we designed the iShare we have mentioned just now in the 2014, which is very, very useful. Now it's upgraded to optical as well. And also we use AI to help the customer to simplify the optimization and the planning as well. So this is something that I think UM also adapted, this Arcade also adapted, and many customers now also adapted the hybrid these cables for the Wi-Fi technology, because hybrid cable actually have this data as well as this power that actually are very open. They can connect to any third-party devices, so that in future you upgrade anything, you don't need to actually change the architectures. And also we go beyond the boundary of 100 meters, and we can actually have a centralized room that save a lot of aircon and also UPS, or maybe maintenance or troubleshooting, and also can make the design much more simple, and also make the futures upgrade much more scalable and also cost saving. So I think next actually is about architectures. So the architecture, I think one sample of the architecture is talking about upgrading the classroom to smart classroom. This example actually is having 2,000 kind of room or smart classroom upgrade. So the problem is architecture cannot handle this kind of smart classroom. So that's why they look into some technology that can actually sustain and also scale. So where we design the CWDM technology for them to help them to able to support all this kind of high bandwidth requirement for smart classroom. So in this smart classroom or smart campus this requirement, we have to look into something that now we facing a lot, which is in the old network room. There are a lot of UTP cable where we designed for the old network last time. Now it's no longer actually very capable to support the new applications. So that's why now we have the fiber to the room or fiber to the X kind of design for all the smart classroom, where we can scale for the smart classroom application for long term. And another thing is, now we are talking about high bandwidth requirement for many new smart applications. So 4K, 8K, VR, XR, something like that. So the design of the campus now, many new campus are talking about 100G to the building, 100G to the room. And we're talking about a lot of different type of IoT smart devices, how to make the IoTs, this security access much more flexible. So we need to have some simple security platform to actually manage them, and how to utilize very minimum power, manpower, and actually can maximize the deployment using the SDN and plug and play kind of technology. This is something that you guys can consider when you design the new smart campus. So when we go for the architecture, one thing I mentioned already just now, we actually remove the traditional kind of the cablings, this design. Like last time, there are a lot of UTP cable to pull from the floor or maybe aggregation switch to the room. Now there are a lot of user or customer actually they change to fiber to the room, where they can actually sustain the smart classroom applications, or maybe some researcher they need to have a AI or big data transfer from one place to another place, or maybe from one user to another user. Where I go to Hong Kong, they actually wanted this kind of 10G to their desktop kind of research room. So we also combine the benefit of the passive distribution, okay, and also we combine with the Ethernet technology that become our this SOE technology. So we actually give the customer the flexibility of the the green technology that they have the passive distribution. They don't need to upgrade in future, but they can benefit from the 10G to the room from end to end without splitting like the point. Okay. So this is a simplified design, where with this design you actually can benefit from many perspectives. For example, you actually don't need to upgrade active equipment anymore in future, and you actually have lesser vulnerability for attack because it's a passive equipment. So that's why you don't have any this active equipment that people can attack. It's much more green. And the most important thing is with this technology, you can actually scale your smart campus for the next 20 and 25 years. Okay, and your manpower to manage the smart campus actually is lesser, so they can focus on much more high value key tasks in your this smart campus initiative. I think one of the issue a lot of customer also ask or get help from us is to how to integrate with so many different vendors. So one of the things that we design actually is help the customer to actually manage and also monitor a different vendor so they can have a single plan that manage something and also can visualize everything that happen in their smart campus. And also we also help to make the thing in the AI perspective to do plug and play and also make the troubleshooting easy. You can pinpoint the problem and identify the root cause very easily. This is the sample of the smart campus or sustainable connected campus. So like I say, in summary, we actually remove the middle layer of the active equipment so it can become much more simple, no need maintenance and more green and low TCO. So before I end, I just want to quick introduce how we actually help the smart campus to build these futures applications. So first, I think we need to understand what is the impact of the smart campus, right? So I think all of you already know the impact of the smart campus because with the why, the impact, then we only can actually justify the right, this what you call a budget, or maybe can get the university to help to improve the smart campus facility. So all these are actually some of the impact that I won't go through one by one because like automation, the cost saving, energy saving, the learning space and those sustainability, this is all very important. So Ryujie actually do have many solutions that actually we went through in the past 20 years. We can share, and also we can share a lot of cases to the customer. So if you have any more questions, because this session is very short, so I just share very quickly on something that I think is very important for all of you, like AI, data center security, something like that. And I think need to congratulate to UM also to have a good QS ranking over the years. So and one of the things that a lot of people, a lot of universities they do smart campus is because they want to attract good students and also these good researchers to their campus. Based on this, they actually can increase their QS ranking not only from the internal team perspective, also from the external team like the vendor collaboration as well. So we do have the smart education program for many countries to help them identify their current master plan and also draft the master plan for them to 1, 3, 5 years kind of thing. And this is what we do. We identify the ICT development stage with the customer. So for example, a lot of customers are in the level 1 or level 2, maybe something like that. So this is some of the characteristics you can check whether where are you in now. Okay. So most of the important thing is we want to move this kind of ICT development stage to make the IT as one of the strategic business partner for your university. So because now we can use IT or smart campus to do many very important or high value things that give the big impact to university compared to last time. With the AI, with big data, with all the IoT, with all the smart campus facility, we can achieve this. And in many universities in China or top 100 universities, they actually already achieved this kind of stage. So in conclusion, what I want to do is we share some information and also share some insight information that I think is very useful for Malaysia and also Asia Pacific today. But for details, we can actually have another sessions if you are interested to do that. But most important thing, I think for Ryujie, we want to give you some innovative solution that really fit your requirement that actually provide the right value to your campuses. So I think with that, let's join hands to build the future smart campus together. Thank you. That's from
Very interesting topic for today. I I think this is the first time I'm having the session where I jot down so many things. I think
Okay,
because of your topic is quite close to us. I mean, the campus environments and smart campus, talking about the future of the smart campus and then how we are actually evolve from traditional campus to something that new in the future, which is a new trend.
Yes.
I believe that will be coming for the next 10 years, and perhaps that Ryujie will become one of the supporter for these innovations and transformations. Okay, I would like to open the floor for any questions from the attendees. If you have any questions, just give me a thought, and then some of questions, maybe I can read your questions from the chat. If you don't have any questions, if you guys have any questions, please do chat so that I can read your questions. Otherwise, I have few questions to Stevens. Okay, while waiting for the questions, okay, I'm quite thrilled to hear about the future directions to the smart campus on changing the copper infrastructure to fiber. We already have that facilities at one of our college. We used to have this kind of technology, but how do you see this in the future? Because of with the cost of the copper and the cost of fiber, and then how we as a universities can adapt to this with a small budget, something like that. Can you somehow give me some idea on how we can actually transforming this? Because when we talk to this to the most of the universities, we are talking about the bandwidth that we're going to use. I mean, they will say that no one will be using this 10 gig now. So why we are spending so much on changing to fiber? Because of some of the universities are still using Cat5. So some of the universities still using 100 megabit per second, and I'm not surprised if some of the universities still use 10 megabit per second. I mean, we are changing to 1 gig or even more, but having seen that your future directions and technology focus more to fiber optics. So what do you think about this? I mean, the challenges on especially on Malaysia scenario, which we don't have much budget. I frankly speaking to you that we are actually subsidized by the government, and then we are relying on the capex for that. How do you think, and how Ryujie or whatever providers out there can actually assist us on this?
Okay. It's a very common question, Prof. And I think this question is very fair. So I think I'll divide it to maybe 2 or 3 parts to answer. First, like what I mentioned just now, when we want to plan or design a new smart campus, we have to look into first the needs, right? The needs of the smart campus or the direction of the campus, right? So nowadays, a lot of campus actually using the technology to actually improve our what you call learning, or the smart learning aspect, or smart education's approach, right? So with this kind of technology evolving, yes, now we still can support certain this technology for now, maybe for the short term. But as the technology grow, and we know the technology grow very, very fast and in a very, very rapid pace. So that's why we also need to consider the future technology when we design or when we actually deploy the current infrastructures. For the Cat6, for Cat5, or maybe the current infrastructure, yes, now still okay. But let's look at the facts here. So when we look at AR, VR kind of technology, or maybe in future there are more this kind of advanced technology coming into the smart campus applications. So now we are talking about 400 megs, right? So when we talk about this extreme or the real VR applications, the bandwidth for this is only for one headset. Let's talk about one classroom. We have 30 students or 10 students, or that actually already exceeds the current capacity of 10G, right? So that's why when we design this kind of technology, we or the smart campus, first is the baseline of the current applications of the university usage, and second, we look into the scalability. This is the first. The second one, we look into the cost. The cost of the UDP and the fiber. When we look into it now, maybe for now in the short term, it's still a little bit expensive, but actually that is not that much expensive if you go for in future like Cat7. right? So when you compare these two technology and the scalability about this technology, you can see the TCO for the fiber actually we're talking about, we don't talk about 30 years, let's say 10 to 25 years or 20 years. That actually is a lot of cost saving. And every time we upgrade the UTP, for example, we need to pull out the cable. And most of the time we don't pull out because it's a double cost, right? So we will need to find another trunk to actually lay the new cables again. So they become very, very messy, okay? And in future, it's very difficult to maintain. It's not green as well. So the third one is about the budget. So our advice is not to change everything at once. So our advice is to look for the location, building, or venue that really require this high bandwidth requirement to upgrade to the fiber first. Then progressively, we can actually have the stages of in the master plan to upgrade for others this area like smart classroom, research room, something like that to fiberize, because this is only one time job. Once we have this in place, in the future, we don't need to touch this kind of architecture or cable anymore. So the last one is about how to gather the fund to help the university. There are a few ways. I think first, of course, is from the government. Okay, that's number one. Number two actually is the collaboration with the partners. So to have the funding, and also the third one, which we use a lot actually, is to have like the managed services. Managed services that actually get the partners or get the funder actually to convert the capex to opex. That the benefit is we have the technology for long term, and the second thing is we actually can use the minimized cost to achieve what we want in the smart campus. This is the four sharing I can share for now.
There is one question from the audience. In terms of SDN adoptions, we're talking about SDN now. What is the best approach for integrations with the existing network infrastructure? I believe the challenges such as interoperability are crucial to solve. This is actually the problem when we want to deploy a system or a technology or infrastructure, which actually some of the brand are actually limit their interoperability for their brands. I mean, very what we call it, very focused, and they don't want to talk to other devices. What do you think about this?
Good questions. Thank you. I think SDN is a standard protocol now for most of the newer devices. All right. So there are a few ways to solve this issue. The first thing is actually looking for some platform, the SDN platform that actually are willing to localize or customize the API or maybe the protocol to talk to other vendors. If the other vendor don't want to talk to you, they definitely have certain things that they need to talk, because SDN is very open, right? So that is one way. The second way is, even though we cannot talk to the outdated devices or maybe some brand that are locked in, okay, what we can do is we do not use SDN for this kind of switches or this kind of network devices. We can go back to a traditional SNMP, CLI, SSH. There are so many ways actually we can do the same, achieve the same thing like SDN, okay, at the end of the day, with this kind of common protocol SNMP even, right? So it depends on this solution to you is actually look for the open platform that actually can have this kind of capability to integrate with different brands, and also can maximize the SD-WAN capability for your campus of the East management.
Okay, I have one more question. This is actually I'm quite interested in today hybrid learning. I mean, I just want to know whether your Ryujie provides any solutions for the hybrid learning or immersive learning.
Not in international market, Prof. We have that in China last time, like what I mentioned here. You asked the question I didn't highlight because I know we have a R&D team that actually developed the smart classroom solution, hybrid learning solution, end to end, from the flow design, classroom design until the application, AI, even the analytics. But for now, we do not plan to go for international.
But in China, do you guys having this?
Yeah, we have more than 800 hours user for this kind of no.
Because of
This
what? For the last 2 years, I'm looking for the best solutions to provide this hybrid learning. I mean, this is actually the new trend. I mean, having more students to the universities is no physically. I'm talking about physical classes is no more an options because
Yeah.
we are having more students and more students where the Gen Z would like to have a very, I mean, learning distance, something like that. They love to stay at their home country and then at the same time receiving the educations from different university around the world. I mean, we have to move towards that. I mean, but we still, I'm not saying fail, we're still looking to have the best solutions. So, I mean, as you said that I mean, Ryujie has this at China, but not around the world globally. But I believe that this is the new business that you guys can actually explore and then penetrate the Malaysia markets on the smart classroom solutions. I mean, we are not talking about immersive yet. We are talking about hybrid learnings.
Yes. I do agree with Prof. Actually, we do want to do that, but I think it's a company directions. So we do something step by step where we want to share something or want to share with the the global market that something is very matured, where the smart campus or the smart classroom or hybrid learning solution is a bit complicated. Why? Because different countries they have a different LMS behavior. Like for example, in Malaysia or in Asia Pacific, they like to connect to Google's, maybe Azure, something like that. Some even using a Zoom. And in this smart classroom or hybrid learning, we actually divided to three parts. One is the consultation of the smart classroom, the requirement that we need to understand from UN or Prof. Number two is the devices or the hardware. Maybe we are talking about smart screen and also the all-in-one central control. The mic, the front camera, user camera, or the lecturer camera. There are a lot of things, and also the recording features, and also the AI tools, AI management software to analyze your hybrid learning's effectiveness. They are actually involve a lot of these different parts. What I can do is, Prof, I can share our experience on the past these a few years or maybe our success, and then maybe we can come out some the consultations or session for Prof, so that we can let you know what kind of thing that actually is the best. There's no best solution. What best fit requirement.
Yeah. I
Yes,
mean, at
yes,
least we are on the trend which actually can cater some of the challenges that we are facing now,
yes,
actually.
yes.
I mean, we would like to see the what we call as a benchmark solutions, which actually most of the universities are using. Okay, I have one more question. I mean, is there any limitations of if we adapt this in university? I'm not sure. This is a question from the audience. I'm not sure what she meant by this, but smart technology. She asked about how is there any limitations to actually adapt whatever that you just say just now in
Oh, okay.
universities.
What I just shared. Yeah, thank you for thank you for the question. I think the limitation is up to your imagination. What I just shared just now is actually very open. Okay, it's very open because the technology we use are open technology. We don't lock anything, and the technology I shared just now actually can last maybe 20 years, 30 years. Okay, even the architecture you don't need to change so much. So what I just shared just now is also applicable for many enterprise for the long term as well. So I think the limitation is depend on how fast our technology growth. But I believe the current architecture or the sharing I mentioned just now should last you for more than 10 years already, at least. Okay.
I love to hear that you said that the limitation is your imaginations. Because I used to have that word. I used to say that to my students as well. Because of the limitations now is our imagination. How far we think, how big we think before we can do something. I mean, if we think small, then it becomes small results. If we think big, and the result might be big. So having to see this now today, we can see that the future of smart campus is beyond our imaginations. We can't really see what actually we can provide. But I do agree about your whatever that you just presented. But the most important thing now, the infrastructure. Without the infrastructure, especially the network infrastructure, we're not talking about security, we're not talking about the other things yet. We talk about the infrastructure, which actually the network infrastructure. If we fail to provide this, then not much we can do. We become the traditional campus. I mean, this network infrastructure is a must. I mean, it's not just you as a provider. It is the governments have to look this as a main factor to actually change what we call as the digital transformations from the normal traditional campus to something like smart campus. I mean, it's not about Wi-Fi. It is about the technology. We can adapt 5Gs, but how 5G penetrate the universities? That another questions. How the government support the backbone infrastructure, the fiber across the country. So that is another questions. I mean, I talked about this yesterday. I mean, we can have so many things on the top. We can have IoT. We can have a good infrastructure on having the video conferencing, hybrid technology, smart classroom, whatsoever. At the end of the day, if we fail to provide the connectivity, then we fail. So because of everything need to talk to each other, and then how they can talk to each other. I mean, talking is a must. Without talking, they can't communicate. Fail to have this, and then you can't have this smart campus or whatever that you want to say. At the end of the day, the connectivity must come first. I mean, we don't have to talk about GPU. We don't talk about the computing. We talk about the basic communications and now the network communications. Thank you very much, Stephen, for having this session. This is actually, I believe that today's session is quite long, the most longest so far. But this is quite interesting, very interesting. I would like to invite you for more topic. If you have something like security on the smart campus, which actually focusing on how we actually working around with the zero trust architecture for our students, because when I talk to some of the providers which actually provided the security elements or security solutions, they thought about the simple similar organization where they can control their user or they can control their customers. But here in university environments, totally different. We are actually working with BYOD. We are talking to students. Do you think that student would like to be installed with XDR? Do you think that they would like you to control them? No. But how we can actually control these students so that these students are actually connected to our network, and at the same time we can provide them as much as service as we can. At the same time, we are controlling and then maintaining the level of security so that they won't interact with our server intentionally to hack or do something harm to our networks. So that is another story. I mean, you do have the topic on the cybersecurity updates on the
Yes, it's a backup slide actually.
Apa? What?
It's a backup slide. I do have.
Okay, never mind. This is actually we can talk to maybe early next year. We can have a session with you again, having to see the threat to the smart campus. This is another interesting topic. But next month I do have another topic that I'm going to discuss. But this is actually will be one of my topic next year.
Okay.
I can invite you again to talk about this, and this is quite interesting for us actually.
Okay, love to. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Stevens. Glad to have you today to talk about and discuss about this. See you next time. I think I will call you again for next coming webinar, perhaps early next year, to have a discussions on that topic, the cybersecurity on the smart campus.
Okay, thank you all. Okay, hope everyone get some insight to go back and design your smart campus. Thank you, Prof.
Okay, thank you.